What is up, my dudes? Cheap bastard talking to ya, and in today's video I'm not only going to benchmark this i3-9100F but also compare it to the previously tested i5-6500, because I bought this i3 from AliExpress for 73 euros, which is roughly the same as that i5 is worth now, so let the better price to performance CPU win then, I guess. So take a look at these processor specs. And these test system specs. Before we roll over to the benchmarks. And the first game tested today was Metro Exodus, and here on 1080p ultra settings I didn't notice any major FPS difference between these two CPUs, but what was noticeable was the CPU usage. With i5 it was maxed out, and with i3 it was hovering around 80%. And before I start testing GTA 5, one quick question: has this ever happened to you? Because every time I start a GTA mission, I want to do something crazy and end up screwing the whole mission. Anyways, for the first time the GPU wasn't a bottleneck, and as you can see, the i3 clearly won against the i5 on 1080p very high settings. On Rainbow Six Siege, I was also bottlenecked by the GPU on 1080p Ultra with both CPUs, but we still can see that the i3 managed to squeeze a little bit more FPS. And now, let's enter the hall of Fortnite and hang out with some Fortnite players.
Sup, sexy?
I left that building ASAP. Anyhow, I was killed by that Wolverine dude once again, and before I died I managed to get these benchmark results. On Valorant, I set the settings to 1080p low in order to unleash the maximum potential of these CPUs, and I got these vastly different results and mentally stable teammates.
Stupid. This for you, Jet, yeah!
Hello there, fellas. Today in Need for Speed Heat we're going to have a remote driving lesson, and for that I bought you the best instructor on the planet.
Hey lads, today I'm gonna show you how to drive a car. What kinds of steering go like...
But while you take the lesson, you won't feel much difference between the i3 and the i5 because of the GPU bottleneck. On 1080p ultra settings, the performance was almost the same. Csgo, on the other hand, is a very CPU dependent game, and as you can see here, the performance difference was massive in each test scenario. Overwatch benchmark results were closer than I imagined, because on 1080p ultra settings, the difference between the CPUs was laughable. And if you ever wondered why you don't see any stray horses in Red Dead Redemption 2 very often, I've got a perfect video example for you. And if you wondered how i5 compares to the i3 on 1080p medium settings, take a look at these numbers. And I saved the game with the most relaxed gaming community for the end. And I think you know what performed better here. 1080p and a mix of low and medium settings were used. To conclude this whole video, there's only one clip which can explain it better to you than I could. But there's a catch. If you're looking for a new CPU that costs around that price, neither of those are worth it anymore. Just buy the i3-10100F or hunt down the Ryzen 3 3100, and yeah, so this video was totally pointless for new system builders. You're welcome. Subscribe to walk normally. And don't forget to stay cheap, my dudes. Cheap bastard out.
Today I'm playing rock, paper, scissors with my cat.
Rock, paper, scissors.